Okay, so here we are
Get a
back.
drink.
Well done for our third week. We are continuing our adventure, the Beast of Bastion Bay. We're raising money for Mind, the Switch Off Game On campaign. I've added a little bar there with a current amount that we've raised. If you like to add to donations, you can follow the link on my Twitch channel, which is down there somewhere. Alternatively, you can give me a message and I'll send it along. Okay, so where did we get off to last week? You'd all successfully made it ashore after being rescued. The ship that you were on, the Tears Run, had been left to sink. You finally made it ashore. As you made it closer towards the town itself, you'd heard word that there was going to be a meeting in the middle of town later on that day. The time now is about mid-ish morning. By the time that you'd gotten off the ship and gotten rescued and returned to shore. Is there anything you'd like to do before we get on with the day?
I want to go to the police station and report a murder.
Make an investigation check.
I didn't murder anybody! Hey!
Hold on, I need to see whether I have any for investigation.
I realise I'm sat in the wrong place. There we go.
Based off your intelligence, so you know.
Yeah. And thus it begins.
So apparently I have nothing. Oh, okay, I'm just going to go for 7.
Okay. Surprisingly, it doesn't take you long to realise that there are people around who look like they are the authority of the town. They've got an armor. Most of them have got a sash going across the front of the armor. It doesn't. You walk up to one, and you tap him on the elbow because he's at least 7 foot tall. The 7 foot tall dragonborn turns around, looks down at you. Yes, can I help you?
I point over to the bronze dragonborn and say, that dragonborn murdered my tiny human manservant.
He looks up, looks across at the dragonborn, who he sees wandering off into the crowd. I see. What do you want me to do about it?
What do you normally do with murderers?
He sighs, looks down at you, raises an elbow, and says, you can file a report. And he points to a building about a 5-minute walk away from where you are. That just looks like a wooden shack with a very bored looking human sat in it, flicking pages of a local newspaper. You can file your report there. He will quite easily take your report down. Now, don't bother me again. I have to make sure that everyone gets aboard safely. And then he turns and stops walking off.
What? This is... Surely murder...
Just suck it up. This is D&D. People get killed all the time.
Alright, I stop him again.
You should feel privileged, because at least it was killed by somebody we knew.
I want to stop him again.
Just ran across in the middle of nowhere.
You reach up and grab his arm.
Oh, that's not a good move.
This is going to end in tears.
Excuse me, surely a murderer would be, like, number 1, straight into jail.
File the report with my associate at the shack. And then...
Stop calling me Shirley!
And then we will proceed from there. Unfortunately, without an official report, we cannot proceed. And you must file your report with my associate. And he pulls his arm roughly away.
Okay, will they help me read the paper?
He glances over his shoulder. Yes, they'll help you do whatever you need. And just as he walks into the crowd, 2 elves cross, and he just vanishes into the crowd.
I'm really tempted to say I stopped the elves, but no. All right, I'll file a report.
Okay,
I'm
so
not happy about it.
you head over there. What does everyone else want to do?
Oh,
I am going to go and find a blacksmith, weapons vendor type person.
Okay, make an investigation check.
18.
After asking about a few people who, seeing the outfit that you're wearing and the trident that you're carrying, it takes you a few moments to persuade someone that you aren't actually there to hurt them. You just want information. But they eventually point you in the direction of a local blacksmith who
Going quick. No.
is busy in the back of his forge, hammering away as you approach.
euphemism.
You'll never know.
Okay, so I get his attention.
He lays his hammer down on the anvil, takes the hot metal out of the flame, and turns around, glances at you. It's a fairly short-looking human. His large red beard is full of burn marks where he's just had hot sparks fly and land in his beard. So it's kind of patchy. It's still quite long, but it's full of like holes where it's just gone right through. His apron, it has a big red trident shape on it. He looks over at you, looks you over and says, "Can I help you?"
I am looking for a returning harpoon and a glaive.
He taps the hot metal against his leg, wincing slightly. Well, we don't really sell magical items here. I don't have anything of that kind. I can sell you a regular weapon, maybe the glaive. It would set you back 25 gold pieces.
Okay. And would you be able to direct me to where I would find magical weapons for sale?
There are several places. You could try the Mercantile. It's a little bit further into the town, just off the Red Square. Or there's a small merchant who's been stuck here. He's opened up shop. His stall is a little down the way. His stall is called It's a Kind of Magic.
Okay.
If he's called
So-
Freddy, we are so beating him up.
Keep hold of the glaive. I'll be back.
He nods and he says, "I have plenty. Take your time."
Okay, I go in search of It's a Kind of Magic.
Okay. What does anyone else want to do?
I want to
think
try and
it's
find
quite
somewhere that
directed.
would sell spell scrolls or something of the like.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Oh, I
Here
got
we
quite
go.
breakfast.
10.
They're ready.
Takes you a while.
Here we go again.
It does take you a while.
Figured.
Um,
It's because I'm purple, isn't it?
I have a question.
It seems like more people are afraid of. What's your question?
Is it like a bookshop?
What? It's kind of magic.
No. Where Cleric's trying to go. Where's Chris trying to go?
He's looking for a shop that will sell magical items. It
I
takes.
thought he was looking for like a
It-
bookshop. I was going to say, is
does-
it called Bards and Nobles?
Sorry, no, I didn't think of that one. I never thought of that one.
Okay, that is just awesome. I'm sorry. I am sorry, but
Note
that
down
is
and use in the next campaign.
that
Well,
is brilliant.
And
That's-
tonight's
yeah,
episode title has now been let.
Yeah.
To be honest, I
That
can't claim credit. I got it from the Adventures.
No, it's look, it's
Claim
well
it.
timed, and that was brilliant. Yeah,
That's
just awesome.
Sorry.
It takes,
Work here,
it takes you-
work here is done.
It
That's
takes
it.
you a
Done
while.
for the evening.
You do find you do find the mercantile store, but unfortunately, the kind of scroll that you're looking for isn't being carried currently.
Right.
But he does direct you to the It's Kind of Magic store, closer to the coast.
Okay, fair enough.
Anybody else want to do anything?
Just trying to see what else I need. I suppose it would be nice to get a health potion.
Make a perception check.
At some point, I'm going to know my numbers straight away.
I
20.
just assume I'm -1.
You, as you're walking away, you feel as someone nudges you from behind, and the weight inside your pocket increases slightly as what feels like a large payment has been placed inside your pocket.
Okay.
It's drug money.
I mean, that's a given.
You
but-
add 200 gold to your
What?
pot.
Get in there.
And you're on your own right now, aren't you?
Oh, I am.
It's fine because as each of you is going about your own business,
No! Don't rain on my parade. It was
someone
gonna
comes
lord it
up.
over them.
Someone
When I
finds
thought I
every,
was special. I
someone
thought I was
finds-
special.
Special.
someone
It's
finds
not
every
special.
single one of you and gives you a refund on the ticket that it cost for travel, plus a small bonus, and you each receive 100 gold pieces.
So you're still special.
200.
Oh,
You're
I'm
still
special.
Or did you get screwed out of your ticket?
The reason he's got 200 is because he made 100G profit because he stole the ticket.
No, he's now got an extra 100 on top of the 200 that he's just been pocketed. But nobody
Shenanigans.
knows that.
Who's he murdered? Oh wait, he's a rogue, not an assassin.
Yeah.
He could be an assassin. Are you an assassin? I don't trust you. Don't talk to me.
You're not-
Wow,
I don't think he'll
mind.
fast. That
Together.
escalated fast.
Okay, so
That was quite good. I like that.
Raffinor, what is it exactly you want to try and do?
I want to try. Well, now that I'm
Having reached into having been slightly shocked by this person that's come up and handed you a bag of 100 gold, and then you put your hand in your pocket to place it in there and found a rather large bag of gold already in your pocket.
okay. So, judging by what the way that we fought, and I use the term loosely, the zombie shark, I'm very tempted to now try and go to get some magical items, i.e., some health potions.
Okay.
I would,
Make an investigation
but
check.
before I do that, something I do want to do is find out where Justin is.
Make an investigation
Please
check.
don't, please don't rob me.
You're a gentle sobbing from the police station.
You just hear me muttering between tears and sobs. Steve.
Is that what it was called? Steve?
Investigation
Steven Seagull.
23.
I thought it was called Manservant.
Yeah, you
His real
had been
name's-
watching. You'd been watching him as he walked off. Saw him.
Oh, has he?
Stop this.
Wink.
Stop. Saw him stop this dragonborn and then point and it takes you no time at all to come up to the little cabin that Justin is currently standing at, trying to explain the situation of his
Okay.
deceased
Is there
manservant.
a panhandler or just a peasant or somebody in the vicinity of Justin at the moment?
You can't really see anyone around
Okay.
him.
Oh no, he
he-
really is an assassin.
He
Sorry to keep interrupting.
he seems to be just doing what he's doing, talking away. There's no one. It's a busy thoroughfare. There's people moving left and right through. It doesn't appear to be anyone.
All right. I will keep my eye out because I want to see, but Justin needs to be within earshot.
Okay.
Okay.
Black Ratchet. Is there anything you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to go wander around the port.
Okay.
He wants
make
to
an
find the nearest
are
tavern.
you looking for something in particular?
I just want to go.
Alcohol!
I just want to go and do a bit of investigation around the happenings in the bay.
Okay. Make an investigation.
Was that code for I want to find the nearest tavern by any chance?
No.
Black Ratchet doesn't have codes.
Blatantly obvious.
Yeah. 15.
Stopping and listening into people's conversations and stuff. Most people are talking about the trade in the local area. It takes you a bit of while for people to get used to you being there, but eventually you find yourself actually standing outside the local tavern, which is bustling with custom, and there are people sat on whatever they can find outside, barrels, other items as well, and you overhear talk of the meeting that's happening later in the day, where people are trying to decide what to do about the shark that is preventing ships from coming in and leaving the local area.
Oh, do I overhear what time?
It is at sundown, so you've got a good few hours before that. It's still about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Into the tavern it is then.
Okay.
I'll go for a drink.
You more than twice. Nala, is there anything you want to do?
Just wandering around the town looking at the shops that sell shiny, pretty things.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Well, now I need to get my dice out.
Even
Oh,
I've
look
got
at me.
mine ready. Says
You not warmed them up?
laughingly. I've opened my big bag, but not my actual bag. Not my DM's bag. If you're ever wondering what
The
gift
bag
to
of
get me,
damage.
I need a bag with DM written on it.
I could make you one.
8.
Have my little fabric pouch. 8.
I don't think I'll find a lot.
You find shiny items. Most of them are way out of your price range. You find a nice pair of earrings. That you look at, but quickly realise that as you're a Dragonborn, you can't wear them.
Not with that attitude, she can't.
That's because I could put them in other places aside from a set of ears.
So, yeah. It takes you a while, but you don't really find anything. As you approach, it's a kind of magic, Craven. You notice inside is the Black Dragonborn who was with you on the boat. There seems to be no one else in the shop. So you enter. Timrack, you've been in there for maybe 10 minutes. And you've been waiting. You've been looking around the shop, admiring all of the equipment, all of the stuff that they've got in there. It's just a little tent, a little pop-up tent. It takes you. The table that serves people is empty. There's no one there. The back of the tent is closed. There doesn't appear to be any shadows coming from outside. Most of the stuff they've got in there seems to be not what you're looking for. But they do have several books dotted about with information in for magical items and the like.
Are you saying it's a kind of tragic rather than magic?
So the only interesting thing within the entire place is a couple of books.
Yeah, you go over there and you're flicking through the books. It's more like a catalogue of items.
It's like Argos.
I was thinking I didn't want to interrupt again.
Kind of like an Argos. So you're flicking through the catalogue. But it's more like a pop-up Argos, so it's like a temporary thing. But yeah, you're flicking through the catalogue. You do find the item that you're looking for.
Me or him?
Timrack finds the returning trident or javelin that he's looking for. They're both on the same page. The price range is high. But it could possibly be negotiated.
For a cheaper price, you've got one that wants to decide whether it wants to return or not.
Craven, you're watching him flick through this book. There is a small shelf in the corner that does seem to contain scrolls.
Can I just? I mean, there just seems to be no one around at all. It's just
not at the moment, no.
Okay.
Make an investigation check.
This is where we find out he's a rogue cleric.
Hey, I walk my own path here. Investigation. 9. Time to change dice.
It takes you a moment. There are summoning spells here, but not the kind that you were looking for.
Okay.
Most of them are, from your experience meeting other people, they're not high enough levels to cast the spells that are. There's little tags underneath that says the spell level.
Okay.
It's mostly written in common, so.
So these spells are above what I'm looking for.
Yeah. They're a lot higher, and the price range is thousands and thousands of gold pieces.
I suppose what I'm looking for would generally not be needed to be purchased.
Unfortunately not.
Okay. Now, I don't know about this meeting yet.
No, you had heard words that there would be a meeting.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, this is why I'm here in the first place, isn't it?
As you are looking through the catalogue, you do notice that there are the shelf. There is a catalogue sat next to it with what looks like scroll work written on it.
Okay.
Make an investigation check. Another one.
Different dice. That's better. 14.
Yeah, it takes you a while. You find one. It's about 35 gold.
Oh, okay. There's no one to place the order with, I suppose. Is there like a buzzer or a bell or something? Ring for service.
Anybody?
There isn't a bell. and it doesn't. There isn't a bell, but it doesn't take you long to figure it out. And just as you were approaching the table, Raffinor opens the curtain and steps inside.
Hello.
You see Craven in his armor, flicking through one catalogue, and on the opposite side you see Timrack flicking through currently pointing at one of the items in a different catalogue.
Okay.
You are here for potions.
Potions.
Okay, so
And you know, there
make
should
an
be no reason why I
investigation check.
shouldn't look at. There should be no reason why I shouldn't look at cloaks and other bits.
Make an
But
investigation check.
As long as it's not my cloak.
ah, yes. Hold on. Where'd it go? Sorry, my I got spat out, so I'm just trying to get all my windows back into.
Yeah,
thing.
sorry about not letting you back in sooner. I didn't realise that you were waiting.
That's right. It's all good. Investigation. Yeah, 27.
Yeah, you
I investigate the hell out of that.
You quickly notice that there is off to your left. There is a rack of scrolls next to where Craven is standing, who's flicking through a book. Off to the right, there is a rack of vials, but all of them seem to be not quite what you're looking for. There seems to be weapons off on one side and clothing off on a little bit further back. The inside of the tent seems to be a lot bigger than the outside was.
Great. It's a tent of holding.
As you approach the counter, the back curtains of the tent swing open, and in sweeps. Yes, may I help you? Quite a large-looking elven gentleman, middling sort of age for an elf. Yes, can I help you? And he places his long, spindly fingers on the counter in front of him. Yes.
Hello. What kind of health potions do you have, please?
Well, let's see. And he ducks down beneath his counter. You can hear jars tinkling around. He lays out 4 regular straight up healing potions. Each one of these healing potions will set you back 200 gold pieces.
So you coming?
Yes.
I'm looking for the windows. Were there very, very big windows in this tent? And was the doorway like kind of transparent too? Because he must have seen me coming.
Make a persuasion check.
Right, come on. Baby needs new shoes. Come on.
12 questions.
16.
He stands there, his eyes blinking. 200 gold is the limit, is the price. There are windows in the side, and your glance around, you saw there were windows. But the street outside the windows didn't look like the street that you entered from. Almost as if the minute you stepped through the door, you were somewhere else.
It's one of those. Great.
Health potions, yes, 200 gold pieces per vial.
Ooh, Robin asshole.
I just sort of twist across and raise an eyebrow.
It's a bit rich for my blood.
He says, very well,
pretty
and he
much-
starts taking them back down and putting them underneath. I do, however, have Cure Wounds healing scrolls.
Yes.
And how much do you intend to fleece us for those?
They would run at 35 gold pieces per scroll.
We got some elastoplast as well.
Any paracetamol?
And
Yeah,
aid of
with a
multiple
shadow.
healing.
These scrolls are first level.
Great. So it'll be awesome for grazes. And occasional boo-boos.
Unfortunately, this is only a temporary pop-up store. We are waiting to purchase more land within Bastion Bay to create a larger store.
So when you buy a bigger store, will the magical items be slightly more affordable? Because
it's possible.
We've got a scroll of boo-boo healing for quite an exorbitant figure here.
yeah,
Is it
Oh,
when you have
so
overheads?
sweet.
What makes me think this is going to get better?
Look, he leans past the cloaked figure in front of him. And what is it you're looking for? I'm looking at you, Craven.
love in all the wrong places.
But yeah, no. I just brush my horn ever so slightly, swish my tail. I'm in the market for what we might constitute a bargaining chip. I'm seeking a fairly what some would consider a measly spell scroll for use with a colleague, and I explained to him what I'm looking for.
He nods. He says, very well. 35 gold pieces, as is written in the catalogue that you are currently perusing.
We have the cheaper catalogue.
I believe my colleagues are looking for items as well. Can we perhaps set up a bundle?
Looks over at you, Timrack, and you perusing the javelins.
Yes, looking for a harpoon of returning, and do you have a glaive?
Magical glaive or regular glaive?
Regular.
A regular glaive in a magic shop. You've got to be joking me. Harpoon
If
of
you have
returning. Harpoon of returning. I don't have one currently. I can have one forged and prepared for you by. And he takes out this ginormous pocket watch.
Sorry, was his pocket ginormous or was the watch?
No, the watch. His pocket seems to be fairly small. He takes out this. Imagine the wrapper with the giant watch around his neck.
It's like a wall clock comes out of his pocket.
Yeah. Pretty much. He takes out this giant, but his pocket seems fairly small. He takes out this giant watch.
I'm late.
Raphael, as he takes it out, you notice that this pocket watch isn't just divided into hours and minutes. It's divided into days as well. I can have one prepared for you by tomorrow morning.
And how much would that cost me?
And he glances around at everyone else. Are you together?
Seem like a chap of some renown. Surely we can reach an arrangement for
Yeah,
all
yes,
of our
yes,
requirements.
Yeah.
He moves over to one side. He flicks open a book, takes out a quill and starts writing in this book. Starts putting down figures. As he writes down a figure, it vanishes from the page. And then when he moves down to the next line, a different number appears on the first line.
Do I catch what the difference was?
Oh my god, it's the Holy Book of Excel.
It could
It's the Holy Book of Markup.
It could be done
Excel's the
for
same.
one scroll of. It is one scroll of cure wounds, yes. For you, weird elf person. One scroll of.
Yes.
One scroll of
Cure
wounds. One scroll of summoning, and your 200 gold pieces for all.
And how much would it be if we added in a simple magical glaive to that?
The magical glaive. And he writes down another number and it vanishes from the page and a different number appears.
Did I see? I'm trying to watch what happened. Is it visible to me what just happened there? Other than something went down and something disappeared?
Make a perception check.
come on. Don't fail me.
Raffinor, make a perception check.
Oh,
Oh,
22.
yeah. Perception. Yeah, 27.
Arsehole. I finally rolled well and it wasn't worth the effort.
Right, both of you who have approached the counter can see the numbers he's writing down. When he writes down a number, it puts a question mark after it. So either the book is replying or some other person at the other end of the book is replying.
God, he's talking to Tom Riddle.
And he
So
he
this
rubs
is the
his chin and
middleman,
says,
basically, isn't it?
one magical glaive at the most uncommon of magical properties will set you back another 100 gold pieces.
So we're talking 200 for the whole bundle.
200 for the bundle, plus an extra 100 for the magical glaive. However, your harpoon of returning will not be ready until tomorrow.
I'd be happy with that.
So that's 300 gold pieces altogether from the three of you.
Okay. I'm frantically trying to do the math in my head. Does that seem to have added up correctly, or is he trying to pull a fast one?
Well, at the moment, I'm paying 100 gold pieces for something I was offered for 35 gold pieces. Because all I get out of this bargain is a scroll of cure light wounds, which, quite frankly, I can't do much with anyway because it's a bloody scroll. I'm like,
so we're 100 for each of the weapons, and then 100 for the 2 scrolls. So your bundling means it costs more.
Make a straight intelligence check. Both of you who are questioning.
Thinking the shopkeeper should have done one.
18.
18.
Okay. You work it out that if you were to buy the scrolls on their own, from the experience that you've had buying scrolls previously from other places, it would cost you about between 25 and 50 gold pieces per scroll.
So we're about on. It's on the higher end, but we're about on point.
The glaive itself will cost 100. So about 150 for the returning harpoon. Which in your minds works out to be fairly reasonable for what you've paid in the past.
So basically Rathanar and I are in for about 50 gold a pop.
Possibly.
Does that sound about right?
But Timrack would then need to come up with...
Timrack, do you have the gold for this?
Do you have 200 gold?
You being my great fellows, you can cover me for a little bit, can't you?
May I make a suggestion that you get one thing and not both?
Yeah, but I need both.
And it's very simple. It's either one thing or
no thing. I can't sub you the lot.
I'm not asking to sub for the lot, just for some of it.
I'm going to guess at least half.
I mean, Timrack, you know that your ticket for your voyage was 100 gold pieces. So you know that your ticket was the same. So by working out
by deduction,
everyone
he's
else
short 100.
Was also 100 gold pieces. So between the three of you, yes, you have enough, but that would leave you with no money.
A solid 10 gold. That's what I walked in with.
Now, I would recommend you pick one, and we go with that, because then that's 200, which you're still going to need some help. And I'm willing to help with that one, because at the moment I could come out of this and I've still got 65 gold pieces to myself. But I'm willing to help to then spread the cost amongst the three of us. But we're not buying two weapons.
No. As I said, I can cover just about half of my share, and I'll pay you back for the rest.
I'll drop 100 gold down.
Rational. The
I'll drop
shopkeeper
100
behind the
gold
counter
down.
counts out the 35 gold, drops it into a pouch, and hands over your scroll that you were seeking.
Thank you.
Keeping the 65 remaining to one side.
Okay.
It's against everything in you believe.
I barely
See
even
the
know
pin.
you.
I can see the pin.
I barely even know you.
Come
Okay.
on, we
I'm just
survived
aware this guy
zombie
looks
cult
solid, and I've
together.
nearly lost my legs in the one day so far. So I need some backup.
All right. Okay. All right. I'll give 100. Put 100 down.
Okay, so he counts out your 35, hands over your scroll, pushes the 65, making 130. The remaining payment falls to you.
Yep, so I pop it down.
The 100?
Yeah.
Okay. And he's counting away. Making a note on a piece of paper. One moment, please. Turns. Exits through the back. It goes silent for a minute. And then he returns carrying this glaive. Lays it on the counter. One glaive, and he slides it over. Your harpoon of returning will be ready. And he looks at his watch again. Tomorrow morning, same time. Puts his watch away. Turns and exits through the back of the shop. Add a +1 glaive to your equipment. Craven can add a scroll. You know the one.
Yeah.
And Raffinor, you can add the scroll of Cure Wounds.
Yay.
As we exit, I just sort of looked to his eye. I trust this means we have each other's back, at least on the short term.
Of course.
As you leave,
Fingers crossed behind your back.
No, all of them in front of him.
mate, he's currently examining this glaive and rolling it over in his hands. You will require attunement to your weapon.
Okay.
So you will leave.
Yeah. What sort of time are we at now?
It's probably about noonish, just after noon.
All right. At some point, I could do with, should we say, taking a small break just to tend to my wounds a bit further.
You find yourself just wandering. After you leave, you just wander away. You just kind of separate as you will leave. You find yourself wandering. You find a quiet spot to sit and think. Maybe take a short rest. There's not enough time for a long rest, so you can take yourself a short rest. You sit dice if you want.
Going to need to.
Just keep giving flashbacks to shark. There's a shark.
Yeah, as I try to meditate. Go, ah!
That's how I close my eyes as a shot.
It takes you a while. It takes you what would normally have taken you maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, a good hour and a half to 2 hours to actually relax enough to feel like you can go on.
Fair enough.
Black Ratchet, you are in the tavern. Make a perception check.
Okay, I stole the dice from somebody else this time. What was that? Perception
That's
12.
better.
Yeah, you sit there cradling your drinks, just watching people as they come and go. You do hear word that of the attacks that have been happening in the bay. The shark itself has been around for several weeks now. You hear word that maybe there might be some involvement from the higher ups. These are generally people just grumbling, complaining. There is the small voice of a woman who seems to be walking around seeking her husband. But everyone just seems to dismiss her. He's probably in. He's probably gone off somewhere. He's probably fine. And they shoo her out. Mark off 20 gold pieces for the amount of time you've spent in the tavern. Nala,
Yeah.
what is it you want to be doing right now?
I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna pop back outside. I'm gonna go see where the lady's heading. Just looking for a husband, see if I can help.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. Hey! Nala.
I think I might go to the tavern and grab some lunch.
Okay. Yeah,
Earrings are probably not the best fit for me.
yeah, you find yourself in the tavern. It'll cost you 2 gold pieces for lunch.
Okay.
And a drink.
Did they serve gluten free?
Did I get gold on my meal? Did I get gold on my meal? Costing me that. Jeez.
You've been in there. We've kind of skipped ahead. You've been in there for a good 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
She's just gone in there for lunch.
Fine. That's it.
So yes, you go in there. You pick out your lunch. It's whatever you want. They've somehow managed to source the food that you wanted. So you've gone for lunch, Justin. You've
Yes,
managed
sir.
to file your report.
Question: did the human help me read, and did they also write it?
They wrote the report out for you. They've taken your statement. They've taken your description of the Dragonborn because they didn't actually see them.
Okay. Okay.
As you are walking away, you notice that there are quite a lot of Dragonborn in the local area that look similar to the ones that you've described.
Oh no!
Without name, you had no idea who you were reporting.
Oh no! I don't want to get anyone in trouble now. I'm gonna get a random villager in trouble.
Make a straight up investigation check. Intelligence check. Sorry.
There goes the neighborhood.
I've just
in
started
due
a
course,
race
once I've
war, haven't
meditated,
I?
I'm going to start looking for Justin. So at some point I'll appear, but don't know what time frame that'll be under.
Then intelligence, did you say?
Just straight intelligence.
13.
There's a small thing in the back of your mind that thinks maybe you may have made a mistake by describing this Dragonborn.
Can I turn around and retract my statement?
As you are turning around to retract it, the human is kind of packing your statement into a folder.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I changed my mind. It wasn't murder. It was the other thing. You know, that thing that people do when they're with friends.
He's summoning.
Are you saying it was a case of mistaken identity?
Yes, it wasn't a Dragonborn. It was a
Don't you dare say tiefling.
other person.
So he takes it out, glances at it.
I immediately snatch it from his hand.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand. Okay. 9.
You reach out and you try to grab it, and you grab a hold of the end, and his grip isn't that tight,
He's just a bit too tall for me.
but you kind of grab it, and he just pulls it back. Are you wanting to retract your entire statement?
Does that mean it never happened?
Do you want it to never have happened?
It never happened. I lied. Arrest me for lying.
And he tears it up. And as he tears it, the paper just starts to burn. Disappears from his hands.
Yes. Yay. You never saw me. Good day. And I go to tip a hat I don't have.
And you walk away.
Yeah.
Don't see me, right?
Okay.
This is not the magician you're looking for. Move along.
Reporting your crime and subsequently retracting your statement has taken the better part of an hour to an hour and a half. It took you a while to convince him to make the statement first and to take it. Eventually he agreed, so he's now torn it up and you walk away. What would you like to do now?
So that was a really polite way of saying, what mayhem would you like to cause now?
Yeah.
Oh, look, here's a hornet's nest. I'll take that.
I guess I just... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I know what I'm going to do. I want to find a florist shop.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, that definitely went in a direction I wasn't
You find me
expecting.
some flowers.
Yeah.
I apologise.
Let's find out. 18.
It takes you a while.
Right.
You ask a few people. Most people see your robes, look at you, are slightly confused, but they point you, and eventually you get pointed in a direction. There's not many
Okay.
flowers around. This cove and the town within it is quite devoid of plant life. So the florist here has mostly dead plants and flowers. There's not a lot. To be fair, most of the clientele are male, and the females around here don't tend to accept flowers as a gift.
Fair. Is the shopkeeper there, or am I just on my own in this shop?
It's a market stall. There is a guy who's standing there in the corner watching you with his eyebrow raised.
I demand your freshest white lily.
He turns, and the little voice behind the counter goes, "Well, you better give him one then." And a tiny little hand pops up, and another one. And lifting over the back of the counter is the shortest, fattest little dwarf you've probably ever seen in your entire life. A lily, you say? I might have one. It'll cost you
Yay, how much?
250 gold pieces.
What the fuck?
I don't know if you've noticed. We don't have a lot of flowers. So
Not
if you
prices
want one
like that.
You
specific,
don't say.
you got to pay more.
Show me your cheapest white lily.
250 gold pieces.
Yeah.
250 gold pieces
For your cheapest white lily.
for the cheapest.
It's a little bit like when I say that my sister is my favourite sister.
She's your only sister.
Ha
Show me your cheapest flower, please.
He
Daisy.
nods, and he points his tiny little dwarvish hand across, and you follow his gaze. In the corner, you see a plant pot. In the plant pot is what remains of a flower, indistinguishable from any other flower that you could possibly see there. It is very
Can I
much
roll
dead.
nature? Can I roll a nature check to see whether it's just a dead weed?
Yeah,
It's a
make
dead
nature check.
flower.
Some weeds are really pretty.
14.
You do realise
You
that
do. You
the-
recognise it as being. It's not a weed. It's definitely a flower. It's also very much dead. It's not been watered in a while. The soil around it is very, very broken and cracked. It's just a very dead flower.
Question,
2 gold
my
pieces for the flower.
does that price include the flower pots?
Yes.
I will give you 1 gold for just the flower. You can sell the pot. That pot is easily worth 10 gold, by the way, good sir. I am very posh and noble. I know a good plant pot when I see one.
Make a persuasion check.
A what check?
Persuasion.
Yes. I'm good at that. 17.
He rubs. Okay. 1 gold for the flower. You have to pick it
Brilliant.
yourself.
And get my hands dirty.
1
Sir.
gold, 5 silver for me to pick it for you.
Do you have any gloves I could wear it while I pick the flower? You will
Gloves?
immediately get the glove back.
Why do I
oh my god,
pick the flower?
he's turned into Mr. Krabs.
My hands! My beautiful hands!
He drops down from the counter. You hear some rustling
no.
underneath.
gonna kick
And a
my
piece of
ass.
parchment comes back onto the top of the... This is all I've got.
I'll make it work. Thank you, sir.
You got it wrapped for free.
So, 1 gold for the flower.
Okay, brilliant. I now have a flower. I
Dead
give him
flower.
his passport. Dead flower.
And
I give him his
the hand-
passport back.
The little dwarven hand slides the gold in. And then, I'm assuming you leave?
Yes.
He's actually
I would-
the chorus dwarven sucker.
I would like to go as close to the water as I can get to, please.
You're about to chuck away 1 gold's worth of flowers, aren't you?
Okay,
So?
so you
Wow.
you
I'm
find your way
falling.
back. You find your way back. You come to the dock. It's boardwalk about 10-15 feet wide, and then a sudden drop to the ocean. There's a couple of boats dotted around, but other than that, there's not much around you.
I hold a memorial service for my manservant.
Have I found her yet?
Make an investigation check.
You'll probably be able to tell where she is from the laughing from the dwarf.
Stupid posh. Investigation.
Stupid posh boy.
19.
It takes you a while. You do hear the dulcet sounds of his voice coming from inside this little stall. That, even as you're approaching, doesn't look like the best place to be buying anything ever.
So
And then you hear the laughter, and he walks out and just walks along and heads back down to the front.
I
It
just
takes
tag.
you a while to catch
I'll
up.
tag along at a distance behind and
Make a stealth
just
check.
observe for a bit.
Make a stealth check
Oh, great!
with disadvantage because of your.
I know, with disadvantage. Natural 1.
So
You didn't swap those dice since last week, did you?
No, I rolled a 1 and a 4.
So yes,
I get +2, but it doesn't really make bugger all difference.
No, it doesn't. Justin, you hear
Trip over my own tail.
clunk, 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 clunk of heavy armour. Shortly after you leave the shop, as you're heading down to the coast, you can hear the clunk, clunk, clunk of the heavy armour of Craven. You recognise the sound of the armour because you've heard it so much. You know full well that it is the tiefling from the ship. But you can hear every step that he takes as he approaches. And as you get to the coach, and as you get to the edge of the boardwalk, as you're making your memorial, you hear him stop about 5 feet behind you.
And sneeze.
And you hear the sneeze as he sneezes behind you. Are you going to do anything, or are you just going to continue with your service?
I'm thinking. If you are here to join this beautiful service, it's one of the greatest service I ever had. Please do me a favor and be so quiet.
That was
And then I start wailing.
Okay, Craven. You see Justin break down in front of you.
Right, I've got 2 choices. I cast inflict wounds. No, I think no.
oh look!
I cast
natural
insult.
20.
Yeah, it was a joke. It was a joke. Do I?
I would give anything to have him back with me.
I would say I approached.
On titles and land.
I would say I approached quietly, but that's clearly not going to happen. Are you just kind of splatted on the floor at this point?
He's kind of kneeling now, having dropped down to his knees, kind of leaning over the side, holding from where you are what looks like to be the most pathetic little plant you've ever seen in your life. Very dead.
I wish I had a cantrip to make that better.
To be honest, I probably do. Hang on.
Just
I want to
throwing
check
it
if
out.
I have prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah. Can I cast that to make the flower look like a white lily?
You cast prestidigitation on a flower, and it
Doesn't
springs to life.
Yeah, it just walked.
It becomes a white lily, and is all healthy and alive now.
Yay!
Isn't that an illusion?
Don't take this moment from me.
You could do that. You could really rub the salt in and be like, "That's not gonna work."
Can I come up behind her and just say, that's not real? Oh
Make
yeah,
an
do I?
Arcana check.
Huh?
Make an Arcana check.
Me?
Yep.
What do I roll for that?
D20 plus your Arcana.
Um,
13.
4.
You barely notice Justin kneeling on the side as you're too busy eating your lunch. The food is too
Munching on
good.
your sandwich.
I love how this tavern has
I
ultra
just take-
food dining.
I just take a knee beside Justin and sort of in a I don't know how this works kind of thing, gentle pat on the shoulder, sort of there.
Make a strength check.
Oh, this isn't going to end well.
Oh no! This is
Now
how I
we rolled
die.
a natural 20.
Yeah, now he crushes her.
9.
Yeah, you do really well. It is just a gentle pat on the shoulder.
Yeah. I
Um,
just some attempt to some kind of calming influence.
make a persuasion roll.
God. 5.
In that case, you
Yeah,
say, "Suck it up, Buttercup."
No matter how hard you try, your presence there and the
Not
influence you're
working.
trying to make is doing nothing.
I'm crying too hard. I am in this
Justin,
emotion.
you are the tears that you are crying are just too powerful.
It's like the really ugly crying as well, which is making me
Just
cry even harder.
snot and tears.
Yeah, it's just like a real mess. That's making me cry harder because I know that I need to look perfect, and Manservant would expect me to look perfect. He didn't do all that work just for me to look like trash.
Oh, fine. One of these taps on the shoulder, I dropped calm emotions. I've cast calm emotions. Just getting stupid. I was like, I can't take this shit anymore. What do you need to do? Charisma saving throw.
Oh, would that count as being charmed by any chance?
No. It's basically I'm attempting to suppress a strong emotion.
Okay.
So
would I even need to roll for it? Because would I?
You might want to be upset. I don't know.
I wouldn't try to resist it though, would I?
Roll the d20.
Okay. What am I rolling? Charisma.
Roll it.
Charisma saving throw.
You'll probably beat this.
Oh, wisdom. Okay. Not one. With a +2.
I succeeded with a spell. Sorry.
As an elf, you have resistance to charms, don't you?
I have advantages on saves and
make a second
me being
roll.
charmed.
Because it is actually a challenge.
Did you do it again?
No, I rolled a 6.
You feel,
I rolled a 1 and a 4.
You feel this rush of calm come over you. The snot and tears, they're still there. But for a moment, you feel like maybe everything's going to be okay. Maybe something good will come from this. Maybe this was for a reason.
Yeah, it was because she pissed off the Dragonborn.
You're not there.
I want to.
I know,
I
luckily.
want to turn to the cleric and ask, what is your name, good sir?
My name's Craven, and perhaps when you're feeling a little more like yourself, we can have a discussion.
With Snickers.
And are you a person of religion?
To a point.
I want to dramatically drop this flower into the water and like, could you say a prayer for my manservant, please?
All right. I want to try and do something here. All right, and as she drops it, I'm quickly reading a spell to see if this is going to work or not. No, it's not going to work. Wrong spell. Yeah, I was going to try and do something to the flower as it fell, but it's not going to work. I'll try and do something to assist in his grief. So say a few words.
Okay. Do you have any particular words you want to say?
I haven't.
I'm gonna start crying for real.
I doubt it.
No, because the thing is, I'm aware this thing was a construct, and it's like I'm desperately trying to do something that will make this work, whilst thinking, really.
Justin is a himbo, like.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to do enough to make this seem sincere, whilst at the same time as that I've been asked to say a prayer for a construct.
So you, find it somewhere deep within yourself to
Very.
say a few words, calling on the deity to ease the pain of Justin in his loss of his construct. Justin, are you appreciate the words, or do you feel
I
it's not enough?
do.
Actually,
I've-
as the flower falls, I cast light on it just to make the flower glow, in a vain attempt to try and distract her from the shit that's coming out of my mouth.
Yeah. So as the flower like touches the water, it starts emitting a faint glow, which as the dark water beneath it just takes it, the glow kind of fades into the water.
I turn excitedly to Crave and be like, "It's Mansa! He knew! He knew! You know, I just wanted him by my side."
Perhaps he can be again. We'll talk.
Wait, are you gonna kill me?
No!
That was
and
Justin.
sudden-
Just wait.
and suddenly-
Yeah.
The conversation switches.
As the sword comes round, held in my tail. No. No, so is there somewhere? I mean, we're kind of near a cliff edge and such like at the moment, aren't we?
You're on the docks.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'll just try
on the
and
edge.
guide Justin away somewhere a bit
yeah,
more
you kinda help Justin
away
out,
from the water.
lead him away. He keeps glancing back at the water, and you can just about see in the distance the final descent into the sea of Tia's Run. There are still several ships out there, kind of circling, but you make your way back into the town. Does anyone else want to do anything before we move forward?
We'll just hang out until we can go to the meeting, I suppose.
Okay.
Yeah, I've done all I needed to do.
You several hours pass, and most of the townsfolk and sailors from around start making their way into the town itself and up to the Red Square.
So where the red wedding happened.
Can I point out that I feel like Justin would be following Craven super closely, like I'm now his shadow.
Like,
The stranger has showed me kindness.
Yeah,
So it just looks like a child trying to follow their parent.
you can.
I've got a lost
It's-
puppy now,
it's
haven't I?
Really strange.
Yeah.
It's a really strange thing. There's this purple tiefling who's just walking casually through the streets, with what seems like a really short elf, almost holding on to his tail as he leads him through.
I was gonna say, just imagine trying to jog. You know, like how a small child's trying to like keep up with the parent, but the parent's a bit too fast.
As this continues, Craven is filled with regret.
Deep sense of remorse.
As you get into the Red Square, Timrack, you've been here before. You've kind of found your way back to the armory shop, and you're looking around. The square itself is very well spread out. It's about 60, 70 wide, but there's now a crowd. And as you all approach, you are not quite at the back, as there are people filing up behind you. You're all spread out throughout this long queue of people. You can just about hear from up front a small cough before rather rough voice calls out, "Silence! We need silence so we can all hear. Capamarioso will be out momentarily to speak to you all." and a kind of dull silence kind of spreads out from the front of the queue, just rolling back.
I push my way through to the front.
Make a strength check.
Can I do that too?
20.
Yeah, you just standing there, just shoving people out of the way. Nala, make a strength check.
This will be fun.
I'll just follow him behind him.
And then there's me behind you.
And he's attached to my damn tail.
14.
It takes you a while. You don't get quite as far in. You end up like 3 or 4 rows back. But it seems like there's a long line of Dragonborn that have kind of found their own way to the same row. Timrack, you've made your way to the second or third row back.
I look very nervous amongst all the Dragonborn.
Craven, make a strength check.
How many of us are bronze, Justin?
19.
Too many.
19.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you manage to kind of nudge your way through. People, as you touch them, they kind of look up at you and then kind of separate, and you find your way through, guided by people seeing you in armor and then just moving aside.
I get that a lot.
Justin, make
Yes,
a
sir.
dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
Trampled underfoot.
14.
Pretty good for you.
You start off as you join the crowd and you see Craven start to make his way. You reach out and you grab a hold of the end of his tail. After about five or so people have separated out and then closed in behind him, you stumble. Let go of his tail. Let go of his tail and catch yourself on the floor, while people kind of move in above you.
I forget? Did I ask for his name?
You did. You got Craven's name.
Craven,
Craven, make a perception check.
14.
There's too many people around. You can hear a soft cry of Craven, but as you turn around and glance, there's no one behind you.
I'm aware my tail's no longer being tugged on.
Yeah, and you notice that you notice that your tail's no longer being tugged on. So you look around for Justin, but there's no one there. There's too many people behind you.
I stop at the point I've got to when I realise he's fallen off.
Black Ratchet, you've been following this woman for at a significant distance. You've just been following her down. It's been for hours. She's been going around. She's been stopping in at every shop that she can, trying to find information on where her husband might be. And if she eventually makes it, she's eventually made it to the square. She's off to one side. She's kind of weaseled her way around. Make a strength check.
6.
Yeah, you lose her in the crowd. You come across and you struggle to try and get past several large Goliath people in front of you. It could be the amount you've had to drink. It could be
More than likely.
Yeah.
It could be many reasons why you just can't make your way through. Raffinor, you find your way up to the square. There are people filing in behind you. You notice a bronze head disappearing through the crowd, and a black head a little bit further along disappearing through the crowd. Purple horns, which you only recognise from the ship. There's only one pair of purple horns that you've seen in town. They stop kind of halfway into the crowd. Off to your left.
Okay. Can I meander my way into the crowds? Trying to get closer to the front.
Make a dexterity check.
Oh.
Trip
20.
over a wizard.
20.
Yeah, you somehow strangely managed to meander your way, kind of moving, barely touching people through the crowd. Most everyone else is just being barged and trying to get to the front. but you manage to, and off to your right hand side, you happen to glance up and you see the simply dressed elf from the ship that you were on over. He's stuck behind two Goliaths as you're kind of meandering your way forward to the front. As you get to like the fourth or fifth row back, you find yourself blocked off by all these dragonborn, and you find it you are unable to get past.
Okay.
1 second. The voice from up front rings
Wait,
out
am I
again.
still on the floor?
You've stood up, but you're surrounded
Oh,
by
okay.
Dragonborns,
That's
bronze
insanely-
one.
you're surrounded by people, elves and humans, but they're all larger than you. They're kind of ignoring
Okay.
you. They're all focused on the front.
They think I'm an ignorant child. Fair enough.
No, they don't think you're an ignorant child, but they recognize you as some kind of teenager who just seems
Okay,
to want
cool.
attention.
Oh, okay.
That tracks.
Yeah.
The voice from up in front says, ladies and gentlemen, Kappa Mariosa will be with you momentarily. Please, we'll have silence in the crowd. And the silence drops even further. You can even hear the smallest of pin drops as people start shuffling. A fairly quiet voice kind of starts.
Sorry, I've never done that before.
Huh? A fairly quiet voice starts up from the very front. Yes, and it just seems to get louder and louder. It seems to be loud enough that you can all hear it clearly, and you are all at varying different spaces within the crowd, but you can all hear it at the same level. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the quiet. We are here today to discuss the incidences with the shark attacking the everyone. Now we need you all to please listen carefully. I as Kappa Mariosa, leader of the town, am prepared to pay quite heftily for you all to travel and maybe deal with our shark problem. We are looking for a fairly good crew to sail along with, and she turns to her right. And she says, "This is Captain Jason. He will lead. He has a ship ready. It's quite a large ship, quite a powerful ship. He is ready to go out and hunt the shark. He seeks an able-bodied crew of willing people to find out and hunt for the shark."
Nobody tell her our last boat sank.
And we did nothing about the shark issue.
Oh, we did.
One of us
One
did.
of us.
I mean,
I gave it a snack, I'll have you know.
yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Close and personal.
We served it an hors d'oeuvre. I mean,
First name terms with chat.
Maybe we should join, and then the shark can have the rest of you.
There's a couple of voices.
I owe it
pop up.
one.
A couple of voices pop up, including one that you recognise from the ship you were previously on. I'll go. And the voice sounds familiar to you all. It was the lookout from the previous ship, but you can't see him in the crowd. You're all at different points of the crowd, and you hear this voice. Justin, being the furthest back, you can just about hear the voice, but it is so far forward in the crowd.
Am I in arm's reach of Craven?
You can't see Craven at all.
Okay, there goes that idea.
Please.
Climbing on his back.
I
Not
was gonna tug on his tail and be like, what did he say?
So, shh.
Okay. Yeah.
Fine.
But I still like vaguely hear someone saying yes.
Yeah, you can vaguely hear it.
How far am I from the front at the moment? I mean, if I called out normally, would I be in earshot?
What are you planning to haul out?
It's effectively that. Actually, I'll use thaumaturgy to increase the volume of my voice.
Okay.
This beast took a chunk of me. I'm eager to return the favour.
Yeah, you use it. Everyone can hear it. Captain Mario said, yes, there's no need to shout. There's no need to shout.
I'm keen.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Just to avoid any confusion, you can all sign up at this station over here. And she points off to her left. And you in the corner, a light starts glowing. You can sign up here if you wish to go on this voyage to hunt this shark. And actually, she kind of lulls into quiet. Timrack, you notice the small shape of a woman kind of climb up on the stage off to the right, and step in front. What about my husband? Nobody knows where my husband is. You should be looking for my husband, not fighting a shark.
I have a funny feeling that if we kill the shark, we find the husband.
Well, he's part of him.
Captain Mariosa turns around, and you can hear. Look, we've told you, your husband is fine. We sent a party out. The lighthouse is working just fine. Your husband is there. He's obviously working on it. Now, leave us to our business. We have to deal with this shark, and then we'll make sure we find your husband. And she turns back. The
Watching
whole
that,
crowd
yeah.
heard this conversation because her voice is still loud enough.
Having watched that exchange, does she
You
seem
can just-
unduly bothered, or does he seem like he's just trying to placate her unnecessarily?
You see Captain Mariosa. Just the shape kind of turn. You're still a distance back. It's really hard to see. There's so many heads in front of you. But you see the shape turn and kind of crouch down, and you can hear this voice. You can just about hear the woman's voice. But it's a one-sided conversation that you hear.
Yeah, okay. Too far away to make any kind of judgment on what.
Yeah,
fair enough.
it's you can only see Captain Mariosa's side of it. You can't hear
Okay.
the other side. Captain Mariosa stands up. I've been running this city for 20 years now. We've never had a problem before. We should deal with this problem now. So please, if you are willing to come, sign up at this station, and we will get you out onto the open sea and hunting this shark. And she turns and kind of walks off. The crowd murmurs. There's murmurs running through the crowd. Wondering why no one is thinking. You can hear snippets of there's why no one's looking for the husband of this woman. There's why no one is busy trying to find out why the shark suddenly appeared, and it's all.
Who the shark is the
Did any of this kind of muttering happen near me?
Yeah, it's good for the
Yeah.
whole crowd. It sort of starts at the front and kind of
Okay.
spreads back.
I just try, as I catch someone sort of making a comment, I just try and sort of find out like sort of how long's this been going on for? What's the score with the husband? If this person knows, or it's just kind of a fluttering through.
the arm you grab is that of a white tiefling. His horns are shaved really short. It says, I don't know about this missing husband. I only know about the shark, and that's been 2-3 weeks now.
Okay.
Are they still on the stage?
Capamerios has kind of walked off to one side. This woman, she's now on her hands and knees, crying her eyes out.
Sounds a bit like Justin.
Totally unsure why no one is willing to help her, and everyone's insistent on dealing with this shark first.
I call out to the captain and say, "Did I hear that her husband's off fixing the lighthouse? So what's wrong with the lighthouse?"
Jasan just comes over, descends the stairs, and comes up. He stands to maybe your nose height as he's looking up at you. The lighthouse works just fine. There's nothing wrong with the lighthouse. Her husband supposedly has gone missing. There's nothing we can do about it today. We're gonna deal with the shark, then we'll come back and we'll find her husband after.
I don't care about her husband, but
the lighthouse works just fine.
That guy said that a party had been sent to sort the lighthouse. So what's going on at the lighthouse?
Nothing.
Then why was a party sent to sort the lighthouse?
There was no party sent to sort the lighthouse. The lighthouse works just fine.
That's what he said.
That's where her husband works.
But he said there'd been a party sent out to the lighthouse.
Did we notice the lighthouse when we were falling off the ship on the way in?
Yeah, as you were coming in, you noticed that there's a small island just off the coast, with a lighthouse on it. It currently not lit because when you came in, it was daylight, and it's only the sun is beginning to set, but it looks like it will be up for several hours to come. So the lighthouse itself isn't lit currently. The lighthouse works. There is nothing wrong with the lighthouse. The ships come and go. They don't get attacked all the time. Today's was the first attack since Tuesday.
What day is it now?
Wednesday.
You've you get the impression that it's been a couple of days since the last attack. If you wish to join my crew, sign up here. And he walks over to the glowing tent building in the corner. And he sits down at behind a table. And there's a list of names, a very short list of names that's already been filled out on this paperwork.
I think we should sign up. The DM seems very insistent that we go and.
I'll retrace my steps to start with, see if I can find a half-splatted half-elf anywhere. A high elf, sorry.
High elf.
A high-low elf.
As you turn, the crowd between you and Justin has separated out. You see weeping once more.
I'm not dumping another second-level spell into this.
The short little elf who was momentarily afraid that he'd lost the closest thing he had to a friend once more in less than a day.
I just sort of make eye contact, raise an eyebrow, it's like...
I run over and immediately hug him.
I shudder. I'll make my way towards the table if I can actually start moving again.
Yeah, the crowd between you and the glowing in the corner is.
You feel a tug on your tail as well.
As you start heading your way over.
Don't touch that; it's sensitive.
Oh.
Justin casts
Nala,
shocking grasp on the tail.
whereabouts are you doing?
Anything that Craven does, I immediately copy.
Yeah, Nala.
I'm going to sign up.
Okay, so you make your way over there. You see Timrack in front of you, leaning over and signing
Hello, Black
paper.
Pirate.
As he signs,
Nails are so shiny today.
as he signs, a small pouch is handed over to him, and inside the pouch you find 50 gold pieces. And as each of you that choose to go and sign up, you each receive 50 gold pieces as an advance payment for risking
Will
your
we get
life.
the rest later?
As I go to.
You are informed as you sign up that you will receive the rest upon your return.
As I go
If
to
you
sign up,
return.
I lean across to Justin and sort of just quietly say, kindness would do well to go both ways. Friendships are earned, not demanded.
I think Justin's in love with you.
No, Justin knows he's got no shot.
It's
got
not
no
my
chance.
type.
Too masculine, too short. I hand over a single gold piece.
To Justin.
Justin to Craven.
To Craven.
No.
Craven,
I
do you
kid. I
have
hand over the other 49.
I just shake my head on the grounds that he's not understood a damn thing I've said so far.
Black Ratchet, you've witnessed this.
Wait, so just to clarify, did you turn down the 50 gold pieces?
Of course he didn't.
Yeah, I took it, but it's just you.
But I'm not happy about it.
I'll just shake my head like he just doesn't get this at all.
Black Ratchet, you've sort of semi-overheard this conversation with this woman on the stage. She's currently sat up there, still crying. The table in the corner, everyone else has sort of gone over there and been signing up and receiving their payment.
Yeah, well, I'll head over and I'll want to sign up as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
No, go for it.
Can I talk to the woman?
Yeah. You make your way over there. She's curled up in the fetal position on the stage, fairly close to the front. You make your way over and you kind of... It's about chest height. As you get there, you're about 1.5 feet, 2 feet away from her as you approach.
Do you want to tell me about your husband?
She sniffles, looks up, and says, he works in the Lighthouse.
Okay.
It's his job to make sure it works properly.
And how long has it been since he's been gone?
And he hasn't come home for days. And
isn't that normal if he works in a lighthouse?
He was
It's like
supposed
months.
he was supposed to be home on Tuesday. He hasn't come home since Tuesday.
Okay.
It's now Thursday.
All right. So he's 2 days. He's 2 days late.
He always returns home.
Okay.
He's never gone long.
Well, to get to the lighthouse, we're gonna have to use the water. And in order to get on the water, we have to fix the shark.
I just want my husband to come home.
All right. I'll have a chat with my comrades, but at the moment we've got to fix this shark problem. But I'll have a chat with my comrades and see if we can look for your husband after we fix this shark issue.
Oh, will you do that, please? I don't have much. I can't pay much, but just to have him home, that would be the best thing ever. Please.
Somebody think of the children.
As I said, I'll talk to my colleagues.
She wipes her tears, sniffs a bit, reaches out and slips one gold piece into your hand and says, "Thank you, thank you, thank you," and kind of shuffles off and glances at everyone that was just ignoring her and just shuffles off.
So I meant to do that. Like, was I meant to go over? Is that what you meant by kindness?
Me? No.
Yeah. Oh, okay. just out of curiosity, what was I meant to
We shall
do?
talk again.
What was I meant to do?
You're going to try and teach the wizard morals.
Well,
Hey, good luck with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Okay.
No, but for real, what was I meant to do?
no.
I really don't understand what you were trying to.
What do you want from me? It's fine.
This is awesome. Okay, so after I've spoken to the lady and she's calmed down at least, I'm going to sign up for this.
Okay. So yeah, you go
Shenanigans.
up, you sign up, you receive your bag of 50 gold pieces.
Huzzah! And then I'm going to try and find purple horned person, bronze head, black head, and common elf person.
Walk into a tavern.
Black Ratchet, what are you? You're a high elf, aren't you?
Yes, I'm a high elf.
Yeah.
Captain Jason, after every person signed up and he's handed over the small pouch, has been leading them slowly around the side, where there's a small, you could barely call it a tavern, it's more like a room with a bar on one side and set stairs. If you would all like to rest here for the evening, we will make our way down to the Sea Snake, where we will set sail in the morning.
After I've picked up my package.
What time do you have to collect your package?
What time was it that I placed the order, roughly?
Just
11
before noon.
Just before noon?
Unfortunately, we'll be leaving first thing in the morning at sunup.
Oh, shit.
Was it something vitally important that you needed?
Yes.
There's a good 100 gold pieces we spent there, isn't it?
A worthy investment, my friend.
Sweet Jesus.
He
This is the reason why I'm a scout.
scratches his chin. Well, I suppose we could leave it around lunchtime. Give people a chance to sober up.
That will probably be needed.
What do you mean?
Right. You all wish to rest here for the evening?
Is it for free?
Free? I can charge you if you wish.
No, that's okay. I was just asking, just in case. Yes.
No,
thank you.
This is you can call this evening of rest, courtesy of Kappa Mariosa, and we will set sail first thing in the morning.
I raid the minibar.
Make an investigation check.
There is no minibar.
I was like,
Pretty
Failed
sure
to
my
find it.
investigation's -1 as
for the-
well.
briefest of milliseconds, I thought, great, he's learnt humility.
I saw something shiny.
8.
There's no minibar. The closest thing you could find is in
It's
the
a
bottom of a
buffet.
cupboard. A bottle
Someone's like left.
sort of looks a little bit like rum. You pick it up, you tip it, and one drop falls out. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Why is the rum gone?
Because Justin drank it all.
Constitution, okay. Oh, lost my dice. but it landed on a.
That might actually be a blessing in disguise.
It was 17.
What's your saving throw plus?
Oh, my saving throw for Constitution 0. Straight up 17.
Yeah, this drop, it tastes a little funny. You don't feel drunk. You don't really feel.
I just have a
much of anything.
weird.
It's just a weird taste in your mouth. But you feel you might sleep a little better knowing it. You find you glance around the room and you find that the 6 of you are actually in the same room. It's more like a family room. So there's different bits branching off and a main gathering area, and you're all sort of stuck in this area because all the rooms around the outside have been taken already. But it's now the 6 of you all together in one room.
That's cozy.
It's enough room for sleeping.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be
Weird.
weird or anything.
When I see Nala, I immediately hide behind Craven.
Make a stealth check. Nala, make a perception check.
I don't even know if I want to notice it.
Nat 20, but -1.
It doesn't matter.
Yay! My first nat 20.
Time to roll one.
Yeah.
3. One below that. Oh no, that is right one. Yeah.
I thought it was higher than that.
No, it's based on wisdomness.
Oh yeah. 6. I really don't care.
You could have cared less. You saw Justin come in, and then Justin disappeared. You had no. You didn't care either way that Justin was there.
No.
You peeked an eye open to see who was coming in, and then it just immediately closed them again.
Okay.
Well, you're not going to pay me my money, so why should I care? I might just try and kill you instead.
Exactly why I'm hiding.
So is it a tavern-like place that we are in at the moment?
There was a bar downstairs before you came upstairs. You've come upstairs into what would essentially be a communal area with rooms off to the side. Downstairs, there was what looked like a bar at the wall, but there were no bottles, no casks. It didn't look like a tavern. It just looked like a place with a bar against a wall.
Well, I shall go down and find somebody and say, we need some food upstairs and drink. Break out the beer.
And the rum.
Make an investigation check.
That is 13 plus 14.
Yeah, you go and search. There doesn't appear to be anyone around. You do find a small plate hidden away in the corner, with a couple of crumbs on it. But other than that, you don't really find a lot. There's no one around. There's nowhere you could find anything. But as you are heading back upstairs, you do hear behind you some jingling and clanking and some grunting as 2 rather large Goliaths come through the door. Each of them carrying a sack over their shoulder. One of them, the sack seems to be making rattling noises as if there's glass inside, and the other one seems to be struggling a bit. The first one come through, he points at you and says, "You there, you can help me. Take this upstairs." And he throws his sack over, and as it hits the floor, you hear a squelch. As it just goes...
What is it?
What's in the bag?
Supplies. And he turns around and walks out, leaving this sack, which kind of seems to be settling onto the floor. The top of it is sealed. It's closed.
I open it up and see what's inside.
You open it up. Inside are loaves of bread, hunks of meat, just thrown into a sack. The sack itself, it seems to be. You pick it up. The sack itself weighs about 15-20 pounds. There's enough food in there to supply a group of adventurers for 1, maybe 2 meals.
And
Seem like it's going to not cause us any harm.
Yeah. Maybe we'll feed it to the shark.
Does it look slightly wiggly?
You're not there.
And what was in the second sack?
The other Goliath, he's standing there and he's shifting it around on his shoulders as if it's a little uncomfortable. And you can hear glass clanking inside.
I said, is that more supplies then?
Yes, sustenance, drinking sustenance. And he takes it over and he's about to slam it onto the floor. And he goes in slow motion and he just lowers it down.
Okay, I open that one up and give a check and see what's inside that one.
Yeah, inside you recognise bottles of rum, bottles of wine, bottles of water. They don't look... The bottles are all dusty. They don't look new. They're questionable origin. None of them have labels. It just looks like that's what they probably contain.
All right, so I shall pocket what looks like a couple of good bottles of rum.
Okay. You put them in your pocket.
And then I take the rest of the bags upstairs and say, "Time for a party, guys."
So you take it in there. You place the bag of bottles on the floor and the soggy bag on the side next to it. Out of the rooms either side, elves, dwarves, a couple of humans come out. They grab their fill and they disappear back into their rooms, leaving the 6 of you with a half dozen bottles of mystery drink, a dozen loaves of bread, 3 large, what look like ham hocks, full ham hocks, just laying there, and leaving you all with this as everyone else has just come in grazed and just taken stuff away with them.
So when this stuff's all piled out, does it look a little bit dubious, like it might be past its best, or we think it's just been packaged badly?
Make an investigation check.
Natural 1.
Fine.
It's fantastic.
It's food, isn't it?
This is Michelin star dining.
It's
Fine.
amazing.
Well, that informs what I was about to do.
It is the freshest food you've ever seen in your entire life.
Crack on, nom nom.
Right, okay. You all settle down for your evening meal. You eat your fill. You drink your drink.
I would like to point out that Justin doesn't touch whatever's in the bottle because of the bad aftertaste. He's scared to drink out from it.
Okay.
He's worried that it's poisoned.
Can I try and
Or just
persuade him
gross.
it's actually really nice wine? And get him drunk.
Right. Make a persuasion roll. Justin, make an insight check.
Insight check. Oh, I got +2 to that. That's all right. 21.
Oh.
What did you roll?
Wine?
Yeah, no. She can see right through it.
The
Nah,
bottle
I don't
is-
trust you. You killed my master. I start
That
crying
anything
again.
that you're trying to give me. Right. Shall we call it an evening there, and then we'll rejoin in the
Yes.
morning?
It's be an evening.
It's a good evening. Right. Thank you all for joining. Well, we had another £10 put on. It went on at the beginning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Whoever that was.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week for possibly the last session, or possibly the last charity session anyway. Maybe continue it on a bit after that. John, I think your thingy's fallen down.
Your green screen just fell over.
It's finished. Oh, we're done. You said done.
He's left the tavern.
I've left the tavern.
You've left the tavern. All right. I want to thank you all for joining us this week. We'll make arrangements to upload new video. Stream again next week. Upload videos maybe to YouTube, definitely to Facebook. If you got any questions, give us a shout on my Twitch.